Welcome to my video, and today I'll be showing you guys the Hetchy and its maxed out legendary pilot. And without further ado, let's look at what its unique pilot skill is. As you guys can see on the bottom right, it's basically extra resistance. A lot of people may think, well that sucks, but it's really not if you're using the Hetchy, because having that extra resistance, having a little bit of tankiness to that robot, really helps that robot become be able to use different weapons that have longer unload time. So when you're engaging with another enemy, it used to be with the Hetchy, because how extreme counter energy weapons are, it used to be really fragile, and at the current state of the game, it's not that fast. It relies heavily on the dash and its energy shield. It does have 3 medium slot, which is pretty good, but because how fragile it was, basically many people used Scourge on it to keep the distance, or use weapons that does instant damage very fast. So now it's able to trade shots and quickly run. Once you're reloading, you're able to hide in cover. So that's kind of the gameplay that I would assume that most people play. So that extra tankiness, I think, is good. Is it gonna be worth? I think it's like 2,500 gold. That much gold and raising that pilot. I think that really depends whether you use the Hetchy. A lot of people say because of like the leech, if you compare it to that, nothing really works, because that's like the top tier robot. So if you're in the Champion League and you are in a clan and you strictly play with your clanmates, like you strictly play clan battles, obviously it isn't for you. But if you play solo games, it could definitely be worth it towards end of the game, especially because with the new weapons like Cryo and Igniters, towards the end of the game, because we have Titans, I usually have to face a lot of kid with machine guns, and because the Hetchy has the energy shield, and it has it regenerates, and you can dash back and forth with the 3 medium weapons. And let's say you have the igniter, you can reload in 5 seconds. It definitely is tankier than the leech. So and also the Titans weapon tend to bypass, I'm not 100% sure, but they seem to bypass resistance. So while I was using the Hetchy, I really felt that it was almost doing better than the leech, because you can go back and forth with the igniter, 5 seconds reload. Your teammate will at that point take attention away from kid while you're dashing like in a cover, and then you can unload your igniter again. So with the Cryo, the reload takes a little bit longer, so I used Cryo builds in the beginning of the game, and I saved my igniters towards the end of the game because of the Titans. I was expecting Titans, and with the Titans you have to shoot at them and then reload quick and then come back out and engage again, because how tanky they are. So it wasn't really intended, but this video could have been series of fire versus ice video, because I was basically using the igniters and Cryo weapons. So this is midway towards the game, and there's always a couple players that tend to mech out early. So now you would kind of start to see these Titans kids being really tanky. You won't be able to take them down with one salvo, so that's the problem. And I'm using the phase shift, and I should have used it when I was reloading, but I'm keeping that distance because I didn't want to get caught in their stove effect, which is that yellow thing that does a lot of damage. So I'm actually keeping distance and staying in the perimeter and taking them down, putting some damage in there. And this Loki should have not used its weapons. Should have just ran around, but it was nice because I didn't have quantum radar. So Fenrir, couple more tanky bots coming out, and I'm not that worried because how quick the reload is, and with the phase shift, I can always avoid those dangerous situations. Fenrir is quite slow, so still keeping that distance so that the Fenrir is more likely to miss me when I'm moving around or dashing around. But I died because of Amber Aojun. I should have been towards those opening buildings and really stayed in cover, but I had one more bot left. I think that was the that was the Orkan Spectre. And the Fenrir was approaching the building. They are outnumbered, but the Aojun is still a threat, and I definitely don't know whether my teammates have quantum radar. It doesn't look like it just looks like the enemy's Aojun is getting away, and it looks like 5 versus 4, but you never know. They could be in their last spot, and at this point in the game it could just switch. So that robot with the Ansel shield ended up being it was a Hellburner, I think, with the Ansel Iku. So I didn't know what it was, but kept distance, and the Aojun is pretty dangerous at this point. But we do have 3 beacon leads, so which was pretty nice to work on, and we had this one Ares that could possibly protect us. But normally when you're playing solo, these Ares never tends to protect me. So it was really hard to be in time or know when that guy was trying to use his shield. So I'm approaching a little bit because on the left we had Leech approaching, and that's definitely a dominant bot. But that Aojun was taking its chance and going for the center beacon, turned it white, and I killed him. Now basically what I'm trying to do is support this Leech here, trying to make its way towards their home beacon, moving up closer to their home beacon, towards their near the home beacon cover, so enemy's home beacon cover. But I had to take my chance and go for this center beacon because they had beacon lead. And that another enemy, I didn't know what it was, but that guy was approaching my home beacon, and that could have been pretty bad because then we would only have 1 beacon, and they had a lot of Aojuns, which was a problem for my team. And I think this guy's almost done. We are outnumbered at this point. Trying to kill this guy, and I turned around, and I think it ended up being Wayland, which was pretty easy to kill. And Ao Ming came out. At this point, I think it's kind of useless because Ao Ming usually can't get any beacons. If it was an Arthur, it would have been a little bit more. It would have been a problem. But 4 beacons, and they only had 2 guys, so it was pretty wrapped up. I think when you're down a player, I think it's best to create one-on-one chance, one-on-one situations, and basically take one of enemy's robot one by one. So just trying to get back in the game. And I think enemies having that much Aojun, I think it was kind of cool. We came back, and that was a good win. I hope I was able to showcase the Hetchy and its legendary pilot in a normal gameplay, but that was a lot of Bulgasari gameplay as well, so maybe I should do a second one. That wraps up this video, and thank you guys for watching this video. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel.